Alright, coming up to Aubrey, just like the rest of us. Craig's been full noise, but he's kind enough to share a bit of his time and show us an update on the wagon. Check this thing out. Love it.
Okay, welcome back to Coops Cars. My name's Craig and I own one shitter, the Coops Goon. Been a while since my last post. I managed to break my phone and I lost a heap of footage, so we've missed a bit of stuff, but my phone was that old anyway. I wasn't actually compatible with very much, so here I have gone out, got a new phone and gone all hands free. So look out, bear with us. We'll show you where we've been at. About 1 week out to Crisis on the Murray, so it's things are getting a bit tight, but let's have a look, see where we're at. Okay, so we're all in. I'll just go straight to the chase. What took me the longest time, I think, out of all this was the fuel tank. So we cut it, rejoined it, made a drop tank in it, recessed the Holly jackhammer up in there. That's a Holly black. If you ever had one, then you know what they call them, a jackhammer. They work, plenty of fuel, but they're noisy. So anyway, we've got that all mounted up in there. We're currently working on the exhaust just a little bit. See if we can zoom that back out for everyone. There we go. That was my head on the hoist. So this is where we're at. So getting the exhaust on. Look, if you haven't gone out and you do any of this work yourself and you haven't gone on SS Customs and bought yourself a set of these exhaust clamps, I might even have some over here. Hang on a second. There we go. If you haven't gone out and bought yourself a set of these bad boys, do yourself a favour, save yourself a heap of time and grab some. They are awesome. Looking under here, so what I also did a while back was I cut the transmission mount and shuffled it over 1/2 inch as well. We are pretty tight in here. I don't know if you can see the tail shaft in there. I wouldn't want to go much more than that. Little bracket here, we're making up a tail shaft loop. It won't be done in time for Crisis on the Murray, but I don't really plan on doing anything stupid yet. So righto, we might drop it down and we'll go back here. My diff isn't ready, so there's the other reason I won't be doing too much. I won't be doing anything really for a while. We're still running a standard bogie. I just put a set of 1350 yokes on a new tail shaft, running a set of Caltrax. I still need to adjust them up though as well. That's about it under here. Just mucking around the exhaust, I said, takes a fair bit of time. So let's have a look up top. Okay, so just in regards to where we're at up here, still got to sort the brakes out. So we've got a wheelwood booster delete on this. I'm not happy with the pedal yet. We could have a bit of air still in the calipers or somewhere in the lines, because I did make all brand new lines for this. The wheelwood disc brakes up front as well, so got to do a bit of bleeding there, a bit of mucking around, get the pedal right. Hopefully it comes up really nice. Never used them before, not sure what it's going to be like. Hey, if you've used this before and you've done the wheelwoods, drop a line, let us know what you think. I've heard of some mixed reviews, so anyway, we'll get them sorted and I'll also give you a review of what I think of it. Moving on to the engine. I did actually start this last night, so we'll fire it up very shortly. What I did have though was a few water leaks. If you use one of these and you buy the aftermarket thermostat housings, you'll find that they'll say they suit Chevy as well. The big problem is I can't speak for all the manifolds, but I've found that most of them, the Chevy stuff run a really small thermostat, and it won't work in the Chrysler stuff because they run the manifold's too big, and unless you've got like a little adapter plate or something. So thermostat will fit in. What I did was just grind the thermostat down and put a bit of Toyota Black, I call it. It's good stuff. 3 Bond, I think his models will do the same thing. I put a bit of that on it, tighten it down. That stops the water leak there. We had a bit of a water leak under one of the bolts in the water jackets, and I do find with aftermarket header pipes that the bolts you buy, the ARP ones, maybe others as well, they're not quite long enough. Like, they might be really good for the standard stuff, but the aftermarket stuff that's made, there's not enough thread to seal the water jackets up. Work fine for the rest of the exhaust, but not on your water jacket. So get yourself some 1-inch bolts. I end up having to go some Allen key ones, a different sort, so I just couldn't get the other ones to seal up. Yeah, that's pretty much there. So the other one, yes, it has a saw blade on the air cleaner. I'm 50-50 on it. I'm toying with the idea of pulling it off. Don't know, I don't think it suits it. Let me know what you think. Get rid of it or keep it. I may end up putting something else on there yet, not sure. Okay, so we'll move around and we'll have a bit of a look in the car here. Rightio, so we've obviously got a bit more to do inside the car here before Chrysler's on the Murray, but I don't think I'm the only one who's cutting things a bit fine. So pretty much we'll just do with what we've got here. Dash wise, obviously got rid of the radio, just run some nice little Mopar gauges in there. Tacho wise, I'm not a huge fan of having a big tacho hanging on top of the steering column. It's just not my thing. Obviously they serve a purpose, but I've sort of mounted mine to the right. I've managed to get it off the auto selector there, and with the shift light, if you haven't noticed there already, you'll see a little yellow dot in the amps gauge. I pulled the dash apart, drilled a hole, and that is actually the shift light mounted up in there. So if you're looking to, try to hide it, that's where I put them. Amp gauges are completely useless anyway when you're running high output alternators. There's 120 amp on this. I wouldn't really run the factory amp meter anything over 55 amp because you will melt it, and I probably would be dubious of even running it at 55 amps. But anyway, that's that. Shifter wise, we've got ourselves a striker shifter down here. We will still got to hook that up. So anyway, a little bit more to go, but let's do the number one thing, Let's see if this will start up. Hasn't been fired up today, so let's give it a shot. Ooh, listen to that jackhammer. Sounds pretty lumpy. We'll jump out in a minute. We'll have a bit of a look. We might pause it here and I'll get more to play with it. Okay, so we just had to evacuate the shed due to carbon monoxide It is running plenty rich, so it has just been started. We haven't done any tuning or anything like that on it. It is just a fire up, so we will give it a little bit of tune the best we can by ear, but ultimately it needs some dyno time and a bit of street time as well. So if you want to watch a tune and that on that when we get it to a dyno, happy to film that. Leave it in the comments if you do. If not, look, we'll finish it up here. Thank you very much everyone for watching. Big thanks to Dave as well. I hope anyone who watched this got something out of it. Thank you again, Dave, for hooking us up with this thing. It's been a fun build. Also, I'd like to thank the guys at Repco. Big thanks to Phil down there and the team, except for Chris because he's a jerk. No, he's all right, but big thanks to those guys just for looking after us on the fittings and things like that. They cost a fair bit of money. If you built one of these, then you know, and they were really good to let me just bring the ones back that I didn't use, because you always order something that you think you need and you end up with a bucket of the ones that you thought you need and you didn't use them. So big thanks to those guys. Also shout out to Tony at Capital Steering and Suspension. I did tow the car down to those guys. Just because he's a guru on this older stuff, just really knows what he's talking about. Nice guys, nice bunch of people there. Thank you to everyone that works there as well. Yeah, look, we might call it a day there, and we'll see you down at Crolls and the Murray. So, hey, you want the scoop? Watch Coop.
How's that? Hey, what a weapon. That's going to be so cool. Craig, thank you so much for your time, mate. That's awesome. Love you sharing it with us, mate. Really, really appreciate it. So, and I'm sure everyone else loves it as well. That's very cool. Anyway, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, share it around, and keep an eye out for the next one on this. Hopefully we'll be driving it to Albury in a couple of days. We're having a crack. Cheers.